Leia, and welcome back everyone to our Star Wars Plus live reaction of Obi-Wan Kenobi, titled
The High Ground. Last time on Breaking Ben, or Breaking Bad Feeling About This,
Obi-Wan almost exploded. Actually, a lot of things happened to Obi-Wan, more than I'm sure he cared to have gone through. He experienced all the PTSD last episode. So last time we experienced 2 episodes because, you know, Disney Plus likes to torture me that way, editing-wise. We basically saw what happened to Obi-Wan about 10 years after his fight with Anakin, what he's been doing on Tatooine and everything. Not that interesting, honestly, but for the first time ever, we got to see a young Leia on Alderaan before it blew up, with her adopted parents. What a concept! And sadly, Leia got kidnapped by space pirates, or specifically by someone from the Red Hot Chili Peppers who just needed to do something with his free time.
he got kidnapped by Donnie from the Wild Thornberries.
So it's up to Obi-Wan to go off into space once more to save Leia and hopefully prevent Darth Vader from finding out about her, while at the same time finding out that Darth Vader is also Anakin, who he thought died. So, yeah, things are getting a little nuts now, especially now that he has the Inquisitor on his tail, who, as I mentioned, that's a real hate boner for him, and possibly is the latest apprentice to Darth Vader himself, considering she knows his real name. So yeah, a lot of shit happened last episode. This episode, it's simply part 3. Part 3. I guess they didn't want to be creative with the names this time around. It's 6 episodes, and we know that there's at least 6 movies. Let's just roll with it. But yeah, this episode is Obi-Wan with Leia trying to find a way to get her back home while also avoiding the Inquisitors and the Empire, who are definitely on their tail at this point. We know Leia mentioned last time that if they have friends willing to help, then they should take it. And I believe that's what's going to happen in this episode, because we know that Obi-Wan is going to be searching for some allies. And of course we know Obi-Wan knows a lot of people. A lot of people from Clone Wars and the original trilogy and so on and so forth. So I'm interested to see who exactly these allies are. I've seen a lot of people speculate about certain characters that will show up in this, and I have my guesses, but honestly, I can't wait to be surprised to see who comes out of the woodworks with this. I guarantee you we're going to have like one shocking cameo at the very least. That being said, let's get started and see what happens when Obi-Wan searches for some friends. And play.
There's a Jedi. He helps people.
Fun fact, that girl that sold Obi-Wan the drugs, yeah, that was his daughter in real life. Good direction with her life she went in. Yes, his real daughter, where his fake daughter was.
Where is he?
Flee, no!
They'll help you from there.
Oh, look at that, he's been impaled. Who said my name? My ears are burning.
I mean, they're literally burning. 10 years back.
Actually, at this point, what ears does he have?
Yeah.
I almost expect us to come back to Obi-Wan and he's like, this isn't happening, this isn't happening, this isn't happening.
Are you there?
Go away, I'm having a schwitz. He has a prosthetic arms and legs, he doesn't have a prosthetic. Here it comes.
Skywalker is alive.
He lives!
Sort of.
Ah, he did it! There he is in all his glory. He's chilling out on Mustafar.
Where is he?
We have probes out. We're tracking.
Good old James
James
Earl
Earl
Jones.
I have been watching you, third sister. I know what it is you seek. Prove yourself, and the position of Grand Inquisitor is yours.
She's doing all this for a promotion.
And you will not live to regret it.
She's like Kikimora, except her boss is actually more straightforward with her.
Well, at least we know what her fate's ultimately going to be. I think he does have a palace on Mustafar, so this makes sense in this continuity.
They showed it in Rogue One, I believe, yeah.
It's a trade route, Leia. I'm not in control of it.
Kittens? Voice on it or something?
That's not how the Force works.
He even said it.
The Force. It does it feel like?
Have you ever been afraid of the dark? How does it feel when you turn on the light?
I feel safe.
Yes, it feels like that.
Aww.
Lola! You fixed her.
Make up for being a jerk.
Thank you.
Aw. And we're walking, and we're walking, and we're walking.
It's a mining system. Coordinates say the meeting point is further north. That is if our new friend was telling the truth.
Why would he lie?
People are not all good, Leia.
You say rather aggressively.
No was like this here. There were fields and families. And then the Empire came in and ravaged it all.
But the Empire was supposed to be helping us.
Well, there are some, like your dad, who are trying to. Seems like a losing battle these days.
Hello, hello. Who have we here?
Seeing things.
Ben?
Is it a mirage or an actual person?
Ben?
The Force is playing tricks with him.
Stay close.
Or just Qui-Gon fucking around with them. Looks almost like Kamina.
I think this is a prison. I think this is the final planet that shows up in Jedi Fallen Order.
Who is she gonna unleash the deadly prisoner to hunt down Obi-Wan?
You are not in charge here. That seat is mine, not yours.
Get out of my chin, meathead.
And the next in line.
I just spoke with Lord Vader.
You spoke to him yourself.
He asked me to lead the hunt, unless you feel I should follow your orders instead. Send out the probes. Do it now.
I will get what I deserve. Third sister.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I certainly hope so.
I'll get that promotion if it kills me. Which you probably will.
Now remember, if anyone asks what fathers will talk, or my daughter if you don't talk.
I can't talk or I don't like to talk.
You don't talk.
Got it.
This is where he told us to come to.
Maybe they're just late?
Maybe it was a lie.
Eh.
Knew it. I never should have trusted him.
We don't know if maybe...
No one is coming here, Leia.
Calm down.
What are you doing?
Maybe they can give us a ride to the spaceport.
But it's not safe.
Paisley's friendly.
Leia,
From a distance.
well, keep your head down. Remember, you don't talk.
Hi,
Is that a
I'm
mole?
Luma. This is my friend, my father. This is my father, Orden. We're farmers from Tall.
Hey there, I'm Frank.
Father, aren't you going to say hello?
Hello.
We were going on a trip and we got a little lost in this field.
We got a bit turned around. We're looking for the nearest port. We need to get home.
Well, I'm going that way. Jump in.
Oh, no, that's all right. Thank you. We just need directions.
Come on, Father. We've walked long enough. Thanks, Frank.
My pleasure. Hop in.
That's Seth Rogen.
Maybe. It definitely sounds familiar. I think he's one of those moles that has like the weird like nose thing.
Now, where did you say you're from again?
Tall.
Oh, good people down Tall. They pay their way, listen to the Empire.
Absolutely. We love the Empire.
Nice to meet like-minded folk. Nothing wrong with a little order, right?
Laying on a little thick there, aren't you? Well, shit.
Transport late again? As usual. Well, hop in. Meet my new friends. Thanks, Frank.
Well, fuck. Hope to God none of his wanted posters made it out there.
Gordon and Luma. Where are you all coming from?
They're moving us around, looking for a Jedi.
Well, shit.
Jedi? Out here? I hope we're not in any danger.
No, we'll find them. We always do.
Sure you do.
Sometimes the best place to hide is right out in plain sight.
Farmer from Tall.
What are you doing out here?
That's a long story.
It's a long way.
Time to improvise.
Here to see the place where he met my mother. Or she.
She's not with us anymore. It's been a very difficult time.
What about you? Do you have any information about a Jedi?
I would know one if I saw one.
You haven't heard anything.
Nothing. this planet?
They know what they're doing, Leia.
You called her Leia.
Ugh. Damn it, Obi-Wan, you should know better.
Her name was Boomba.
Ugh.
That was her mother's name. I get confused. Like I said, it's not been easy.
Mm.
Sometimes when I look at Luma, I see her mother's face.
Oh. Heart.
We all miss her very much.
Whoa. Just keep your eyes open.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yep.
Of course.
Let's move.
Woof. Damn. I think I nearly shit my pants that moment. Totally out of the game, man. I wonder if she suspects.
What?
You knew her. And her mother, didn't you?
It was just a story.
The whole time I've known you, you've been hiding something.
I mean, she's not
You're
wrong.
Father.
The twist of the century.
But no, I'm not.
Girl, you don't even want to know.
I never imagined what he was like.
Honestly, you're better off with the father you have.
Jedi
He is
were
so
taken
much
from our
better.
families When we were very young. I still have glimpses. Flashes, really. My mother's shawl. My father's hands. I remember a baby.
A baby?
Yes, I think I had a brother. I really don't remember him.
Never hear about Obi-Wan's past in this regard.
Then
Again, he
I joined the
probably
Jedi,
was
and I don't
carried
remember
off
him.
when he was very young.
Yeah. Still fucked up in my
Right.
opinion.
Oh, checkpoint.
Can we get off here?
Oh, it's a standard inspection. Don't worry. Won't take long. I know these fellas.
Oh shit. Play it cool.
Or they.
Play it cool.
A couple of strays I found. Thought you might want to check them out.
You bastard.
Thanks, Frank.
That's not gonna do shit.
Not a lot of reasons to be in the outpost today. Where are you headed?
Back to Toll. We have family here. We were visiting.
All right, step out of the vehicle. Initiate protocol.
Sir, step out the car.
Ugh.
One of those fucking things. Oh boy.
Raise your head. I said raise your head.
Fuck. Fuck. Oh, there we go. Oh, man. Oof.
Put it down. Put it down.
All right, putting it down.
Want me to put the hammer down?
Just
Dodge!
let it go.
Let the girl what?
He'll never know.
Can't you just go around it? Like, they're...
There's no way around. There's no way around.
Ah.
Well, we knew this would happen.
New vehicle! For me to poop on!
Uh-oh, period
Put your
officer.
head down.
Come on. They'll send a transmission. We have to hurry.
It's like what happened to Rise of Skywalker, except we have no idea who this person is.
I'll inform Lord Vader.
He's already been informed. He was most appreciative.
Mm.
You want to take the credit, you go right ahead. But we both know we'll be standing by his side when this is over.
We're laying down on the ground. You know, whichever comes first.
He gave you the right coordinates. I was on my way when the probes arrived, but you'd already gone.
I hadn't expected anyone to come.
We're gonna find out who this person is, or...
Miss home?
We'll be home very soon.
Enjoy it, because you're not gonna see it again after 9 years.
Hi, Led Baby. This is L0LA59. Lola, say hello.
Hello?
He's just a loader. They don't allow them to communicate.
But what if he has something to say?
Actions speak louder than words.
Guess they had enough of the sassy robot type.
We have safe houses like this throughout the galaxy. Trying to link the systems. Some call it the path. You're not the first Jedi to come through here.
Just like the Underground
It
Railroad
really
for
is
Jedi.
intervene. From there, we give them new identities and get them out. There's a lot of good people risking their lives out there.
Were they all Jedi?
No. These days, the Empire hunts anyone who's force sensitive. Even children.
What happens to them?
We're not sure. No one ever sees them again.
Quinlan was here.
Yeah, he helps now and again. Smuggling younglings.
What does it say?
Only when the eyes are closed can you truly see.
See what?
The way.
This is the way.
This is the way. I think Mando got a suit.
Say, open up. Open up. Now.
Make me.
You seen anyone? Hey! I'm talking to you. It's just a loader. It doesn't understand. Come on. Let's try the next one.
Because it helps to play dumb sometimes.
Speak softly, but carry a big stick.
Or a hammer in this case.
We've been compromised. We're coming to you right now. I don't care. Get the ship ready. Hurry.
Is it scary? Having to pretend.
Yeah, sometimes. But it's worth it if I can help people. And we're on the other side. Gives me a faster draw.
Can you teach me how to shoot?
Leia, come and get ready.
She'll make a good fighter one day.
Yes, I think you might be right.
She wearing the same outfit that Padme did?
Why do you do this?
Looks very similar.
Risk everything.
I joined up when the Empire stood for something. By the time I realised what they really were, it was too late. I made some mistakes.
We all did.
I can't imagine Obi-Wan Kenobi doing anything wrong.
It's just bad these days.
Well, Tyler, come on, just
I know that
take us
man.
out.
Oh, that's gonna bother me for the rest of the episode. Uh-oh.
Ben? What is it?
Someone die? Or he senses Vader. Oh, shit. You might want to move. There he is. Run, bitch, run! Obi-Wan, you might want to turn off the Force right now. Just saying.
Not felt in 10 years.
It's gonna draw him out. Ooh.
See his penchant for killing younglings still there.
Yep. Another reason Leia should be glad she never met her dad. Officially, anyway.
Yeesh.
Oh god. He's like dragging her while choking her. This is like avoiding a serial killer. Would have thought we'd see this 9 years sooner. I can see what you and McGregor meant about this scene. This is terrifying. Also, how fast can Vader move in that thing? I can't imagine he'd be able to run.
If he uses the Force.
You cannot run, Obi-Wan.
What have you become?
I am what you made me.
This is fucking surreal. Surprise, motherfucker. How are you so fucking stealthy? Actually, they turn off his breathing apparatus just so you can sneak up on him.
The years have made you weak.
I feel like she's gonna die.
Keep running till you reach the port. A pilot will meet you there.
Nah.
Bring him back.
If you live.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
Not arguing with that. That's why you don't graffiti. Hawkeye didn't do that the next time they met. Oof.
Now you,
He's gonna burn him.
Obi-Wan.
Just as I have suffered. Ooh. Fitting retribution. Burn, burn, burn down Kenobi.
Has just begun.
Darth Vader, the Burninator.
Burninating the Obi-Wan. Burninating the Jedi.
Bring him to me.
Who's the bitch that just signed her death warrant?
Oof. Is Obi-Wan still on the ground? Oh no, my wall of flames backfired. What a long-ass tunnel.
Don't be afraid. Come closer.
How did you beat her?
Me?
Unfortunately, they couldn't make it, but I'll take you from here.
Shit. Great, Leia gets kidnapped again and Obi-Wan almost burns to death. I just love that when Vader sees him, it's like, yeah, he could take him out like that, just instantly break his neck, but no, he wanted to make him suffer the same way he did. It's like, yeah, on the one hand, he should have killed him swiftly. On the other hand, you gotta admire him for the type of punishment he wants to enact.
Ha!
Zach Braff, what were you doing in this? Did you recognize him anywhere?
I couldn't. Although, it would be funny given Donald Faison is a huge Star Wars fan. If I had to guess, he was one of the voices of the Stormtroopers.
That makes sense.
Which would be funny given that on Robot Chicken, Donald Faison was known for playing Gary the Stormtrooper.
But you didn't get to voice a real-life Stormtrooper, correct?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Oh god, they're gonna give each other such shit now.
Dude, you have no idea how badly Donald Faison wants to be in Star Wars for realsies.
You watch, he watches this, and then he turns to Zach and he's like, you son of a bitch!
He would! He would! He freaking would! And seriously, like, Zach is always tempting him because Zach obviously has pull with a lot of people, including people involved in Star Wars, and he's always saying he's gonna talk to somebody about getting Donald in. But then...
Zach, make it happen!
Yeah.
You owe him, goddammit!
And I think he knows, what's his name? Favreau.
Oh, yeah.
He knows Favreau.
John Favreau, yeah.
He's got it in good with Favreau. So, freaking make it happen. Get Donald Faison in Star Wars for real.
Yes, we command it.
Yes.
Well, this is definitely a tense episode for sure.
Yeah.
My ass has not unclenched from the numerous scenes we've come across this entire episode. If it's not them trying to sneak their way across the planet, it's them almost getting caught, or him facing Vader, or Reva kidnapping Leia. I'm just like, it's like, I know I shouldn't be this tense considering we know that Obi-Wan and Leia survive all this, but at the same time, it's like...
Honestly, it's another instance of we gotta get Darth Vader, played by James Earl Jones, back in here to redeem the character for the ultimate disrespect in episode 3 of just barely having him in there, making Anakin such a punk ass. So along with Rogue One and Rebels, you get him back in the suit with James Earl Jones to say more than just no.
God, the pinnacle of awfulness. I mean, I would say that's one of the pinnacles of awfulness from the prequels.
But you do not disrespect James Earl Jones voicing Darth Vader in that way. No. That's what I will say, is that Rogue One and Rebels have certainly made up for this.
I gotta say, I think that James Earl Jones must really love voicing Vader, because I've heard him voice other characters he's done. Like, I think back to Mufasa in the live-action Lion King.
Phoned that in.
Yeah, he totally phoned it in. It's like, he's playing the same exact character, saying the same lines, but he's not putting in that much effort. You can tell through his voice. But then you hear him talk as Vader, and he just fucking owns it.
But to be fair, he was just retreading the same exact thing he did back in, 95? I don't blame him for phoning that one in, because he already did it. He already said those lines. The Lion King live action remake was so soulless. I don't blame James Earl Jones at all for just phoning it in. But at least with Vader, it's like he gets a chance to actually put in new dialogue, find new character in the character.
Yeah, because like he was awesome in this, and I mean even Hayden Christensen in the suit and everything, the way he carried himself, like he actually was menacing. Although I've heard the consensus saying that he actually is terrifying and intimidating and cool when he's not speaking.
I will give you that. I mean, honestly, with Vader, it's his mere presence is so intimidating.
Like I say, he's like a fucking serial killer just coming out of the shadows and stuff. And the fact that he's that fucking stealthy, despite the fact that he's essentially a robot with a loud-ass breathing apparatus, like, damn. I
mean, I don't know if you can make it say anything for, like, video games tying into the canon at all, but I've played, like, the original Battlefront 2, and it's like you could use the Force to just basically lunge at people. And then it's like some of the other games, you lunge. You're surprised at just how fast Vader can go in for a strike.
I know, and really he shouldn't be that fast to begin with, considering, you know...
Most of him is robot parts.
Yeah. I love this one meme someone mentioned about that infamous scene in Rogue One where he like fucking annihilates that whole hallway of rebels and whatever. The fact that he was able to sneak up on them to the last second. He just appears in shadow and all of a sudden his lightsaber's on and you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, where the fuck did he come from? How did nobody hear him? And then somebody's like, you forget, he's Anakin Skywalker. Anakin likes to go for the dramatics, which means he turned off his breathing apparatus just so he can make that dramatic reveal, which is the most Anakin thing ever.
They were also saying, much like you were mentioning about it, he builds a castle on Mustafar and lives in the area where he
was horribly disfigured. Just like there is no anger.
There is no one in the galaxy more dramatic than fucking Darth Vader.
I told you, the way he fucking tried to kill Obi-Wan, he could have just been doing what he did with those other villagers he came across. Like, he fucking killed that kid with a flick of his finger, just broke his neck. He could have done that with Obi-Wan, but no. He wanted Obi-Wan to suffer. He hates him so much that he's...
Flames!
Literal flames on the side of his head! He just, like, wants to relish in this hatred that has been brewing for the last 10 years. To see the man who, like he said, made him what he is, just go through the worst pain ever. And considering he's already been kind of doing that mentally and emotionally, all that was left was a physical.
And to go back to, I want to say, when I was a kid... And the first time I saw Empire Strikes Back, when they put the special edition trilogy in theaters, I had nightmares of Darth Vader. I was terrified to go to sleep. He scared the crap out of me in that. And yeah, it's like, there's that one point at which, you know, it's just you hear his breathing in the background. And at some point you don't even hear it. And then he just, boom, right in front of Luke. So yeah.
It's like having, was it Michael Myers chase you? You hear the creepy do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. He doesn't make a sound, but as soon as you hear that music, you're like, oh fuck, oh shit, no! It's like, that's Vader, man.
Seriously, I couldn't watch Empire Strikes Back for the longest time. To this day, now I will acknowledge it as the best of Star Wars, but it's like for years, I could not watch it again.
I never had the kind of nightmares you did. Like, I just thought he was cool looking, honestly. He didn't so much scare me. Like, definitely intimidating, but didn't so much scare me. But, yeah, just watching him fight and everything. And I know back then the fighting really wasn't anything special. But even then, just to feel the massive power behind all of it. And considering that he knows Luke's his son, so he was definitely holding back in that regard. Like I said, the only real letdown was his fight with Obi-Wan in A New Hope before he killed him. And I've actually seen a fan video that recreated that, but they made it better. And it was actually kind of impressive. Honestly, it was better than this fucking fight. Because seriously, Obi-Wan he went out like a bitch in this.
Yeah. I mean, like they've said of the fight in New Hope, it's basically two old men fighting.
Yeah. Although I'm just wondering now, because when he sees Obi-Wan, he's like, last we met, I was the apprentice, now I'm the master. And I'm like, Wait, that line doesn't make sense
No,
anymore.
it doesn't make sense now. I was afraid of that.
Obviously, they're going to fight again. This isn't their last and only fight in this. We know it's going to happen again. Chances are Obi-Wan's going to have to do a montage. He's going to have to get back in shape, obviously, to, like, whoop Vader's ass just so he can elude him for another 9 years. I mean, it's the only way
Going to have to rejoin the Force.
Pretty much. It was interesting how he described the Force to Leia as, like, you know, turning on the lights. So I guess he must have been wandering in darkness for, like, the last 10 years, if I had to gather.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate,
Yeah.
especially given everything that happened at the end of episode 3. It's like, yeah, it's been a very dark time for him. The only thing he has to hope for is watching Luke grow up.
Yeah, that's like the only comfort at this point, knowing that Luke's at least alive, that he's living a normal life. I do like his interactions with Leia in this, and like how astute she's becoming to him. She's already been able to tell that he's been lying to her about things. Well, not so much lying, but definitely omitting things. And they're trying to put on this whole facade, and he almost screws it up. Seriously, my heart stopped at that point. I'm like, Obi-Wan, you've been through this stuff before. How could you make such a fucking rookie mistake? But thankfully he was rather cool and he saved it, thankfully, in a way that made sense. And it's because he drew on the truth.
Yes, exactly what I was noticing with Leia doing that. It's like
you
you exaggerate the truth or you use the truth to some extent in your lie so that there is something that you can springboard off of.
Exactly. She could tell when he was telling the truth about saying, oh, she reminds me of her mother. And I'm like, oh, my heart. And it sucks too because she wants answers on her parents, and I know at this point in time she's not gonna get them. At the most, they might tell her about Padme, but we know she doesn't find out about Vader till Jedi. And frankly, she's better off for it.
Honestly, she's got Bail Organa as a father. It's like, he's good people.
Honestly, even if somehow Padme and Anakin were able to make it work without him turning to the dark side, I can still see him being a shit parent, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like, you guys were having a hard enough time hiding your secret marriage. You're gonna hide your secret kids on top of that? Really? Especially if they're Force sensitive? Like, give me a break.
And Anakin's temper.
Exactly.
I think he would have been an abusive.
We already saw what he does to younglings who aren't related to him.
Yeah.
And we saw what he does to the children that are related to him. It's like, he knew Luke was his son, and he sliced off his fucking hand anyway. It's like, you are better off, man. You are so much better off. But now it makes me wish we had the Anakin from How It Should Have Ended. The one who's so eager to be a father. And
I have a son.
Stormtroopers, I have a son. I have a father.
I have a son, little squeaky wheel. I have a son, light speed.
Where's that Anakin? I want to see that Anakin. The Anakin that actually, would have made a good dad.
That's no way to talk to your father.
You're the worst dad ever. You're like the most powerful dad ever. But yeah, this episode itself, like I said, just fucking ass-clenching throughout the entire thing. It is, like, so tense, so on edge. Again, ultimately it's gonna turn out good, but at the same time, you're, like, treading on eggshells, thinking any minute they're gonna get caught, any minute they're gonna have, like, a hail of laser fire to send upon them. And I still want to know who exactly that woman was. Like, if she was somebody we actually knew, or she's, like, a new character for this.
Like, her name's Tala. It rings a bell.
Because here's the thing, like I said, the outfit she wore, it reminded me of the outfit that Padme's servants wore. I do know from the comics that her handmaidens actually did develop their own, like, little group to fight against the Empire. So maybe she's our former handmaiden.
Could be.
But hopefully she does manage to save Obi-Wan, at least for the time being. I don't really know if she's going to survive. I doubt she's going to survive this. Let's just assume that everybody who isn't a canon character dies in this. It's probably easier that way. But, I mean, hopefully she lasts long enough to at least heal him and hopefully get Leia back. And that's another concern, too, is that Reva now has Leia in her clutches. I'm wondering now, is she gonna, like, present her to Vader? And how the fuck is that gonna go? I mean, then again, Vader couldn't even tell Leia was his, or that she was Force sensitive when he did confront her in A New Hope. So, theoretically, he still shouldn't be able to sense anything from her? At least nothing out of the ordinary?
I mean, I hate to harp on a potential retcon,
No, because Vader didn't know that she even existed until The Last Jedi, when he read Luke's mind and said, "Oh, so you have a twin sister."
No,
so he definitely did not know.
You mean Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, Return of the Jedi.
Last Jedi is completely different.
Yeah, sorry. These titles are too alike, goddammit. Yeah. But point being, yeah, I don't see them being a big thing in this. I mean, if they do create a retcon and he realizes she's his daughter or she realizes he's her father, they're gonna have to really do some gymnastics to explain that shit.
Yeah, they're already pushing it with him meeting Vader before episode 4.
Yeah, because again, until Return of the Jedi, Leia did not know that Vader was Luke's father, and by virtue did not know Luke was her brother. I mean, she could sense it by virtue of, like, their twin connection, but not necessarily knew the truth.
And yet that didn't stop them from kissing.
Let's just assume that's a thing on Alderaan. It's like the backwoods of West Virginia. Sorry, Family Guy joke. Anything else we should add about this? Like I said, honestly, Vader was the biggest highlight in this for me. Just his return, his presence in this, him whooping the shit out of Obi-Wan. I hate to say it, it was kind of cathartic in a way. I don't want to hate on Obi-Wan, but he did some messed up shit in the Clone Wars. There are decisions he made, like the way he treated Anakin, the way he handled everything with Anakin. Vader was right. He did ultimately force him down that road, and it's because of how fucking rigid he was and how uncompromising he was, how he was handling this kid who already formed attachments, who already has like, anger problems, how he just keeps forcing him to the point where Anakin couldn't even trust him with a secret. Because seriously, like, he was together with Padme for how long and never once told Obi-Wan?
I mean, honestly, it all goes back to Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah, Qui-Gon's the cause of all this shit.
Qui-Gon.
Screw Qui-Gon. Yeah. He screwed over the universe and just fucking pieced out. And on top of that, he's not even helping Obi-Wan on all this. Like, he knows what's going on, and he's not saying shit.
Because Obi-Wan hadn't even gone through the trials yet by the time his freaking master dies. He's got this kid dumped on him that he swears to his master that he will train, and he's not even freaking fully trained himself. So it's like, yeah, Obi-Wan may not have been the best mentor, but he had a shitty mentor himself.
Yeah, I won't argue with that.
Shit begets shit.
How funny is it that Obi-Wan knew about Anakin's stepbrother on Tatooine that he met that one time, but knew nothing about him and Padme? Even though it was like the most fucking obvious thing ever.
I'm gonna say he probably had his ideas about it.
I think he was aware that they were obviously fucking. I mean, come on. That much is obvious. And yes, the Jedi are allowed to fuck. They said that. They're allowed to, like, do their thing and go play the field. They just can't commit. That's the only thing.
And then, of course, you have the Clone Wars, where Obi-Wan kind of has his own piece on the side. So, you know, he probably got the idea. He just wasn't saying shit.
And that's the most tragic thing, too, is Obi-Wan was in the same exact situation that Anakin was in. They could have bonded. He could have gave him pointers. He could have kept the secret, kept their relationship on the down low. But no, he was such an uncompromising ass that Anakin couldn't trust him with this. Because I guarantee you, if he did tell him, Obi-Wan would have fucking sold him out to the entire council. And the council have been chewing at the bits to get rid of him. Just because he doesn't follow orders. So chances are this shit would have gone down a lot sooner. Like, probably before the twins were even conceived.
Or if Qui-Gon had lived and taught Anakin.
He would just turn him over to the Sith that much sooner.
Yeah.
Seriously, if Qui-Gon, in all his infinite wisdom, couldn't even tell what the hell Palpatine was doing this whole time, then...
Well, none of them could, apparently.
Somehow.
None of them saw it.
In their infinite wisdom and their infinite power.
That's the whole thing that the Clone Wars was doing. It was just saying...
Showing how fucking
the
stupid
Jedi are just so... up their asses and oblivious to things that are going on right in front of them.
Like the whole thing with the clones, it's like, oh, they all have this chip in their heads, which, if triggered, causes them to kill Jedi. That sounds like a later problem. But I mean, as it stands, I'm impatient now to like see the next episode to see how they go about all this. Like I said, Obi-Wan is probably going to recover, realize Leia's taken, is going to have to montage the fuck out of himself just to get back in Jedi fighting shape, and then he's going to have to go after her to wherever the hell Reva took her, and then ultimately that's going to lead to another duel between him and Vader, in which this point he's most likely going to kick Vader's ass. Or at least it's going to be enough of a draw where either Obi-Wan fakes his death, or he somehow is able to give him the runaround so much that Vader just completely loses track of him. Because there's going to be some explanation how they don't find each other or meet each other again for another 9 years.
Liam Neeson's supposed to show up in this, right?
I feel like he is. I mean, they've been building up to it with Obi-Wan constantly trying to call out to him and not being able to.
I feel like I know what's going to happen is that Obi-Wan manages to communicate with him, and basically Qui-Gon appears to Anakin, gets him to back off.
Good luck.
That just seems like the way that they're going with this.
You know, it would be a great twist if Qui-Gon showed up and be like, yes, all according to plan. He was a Sith the whole time. I mean, why the fuck else would he have been so determined to train Anakin, despite all the fucking red flags saying that this kid should not be taught the ways of the Jedi? We'll have to wait next time to see if Qui-Gon makes an appearance, or we see Obi-Wan get swole, or to see Vader to enact his final revenge. So until then, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie.
And a happy Pride Day to all. Look at my shirt. Look at it! It says Blunt Man and Chronic at their best. I think George Lucas gonna sue somebody.